Remember to obey all my commands and protect yourself at all times. Good luck to both of you.
That 5th round he had against Andrei Rudenko, 40 unanswered punches as he hit the offense. He went to the body incredibly well. 51% of his connects were body punches. He landed 72 body punches. What kind of offense do you expect tonight?
The person that get off and be able to control the space and control his opponent with a jab is going to have success. He wants to take his time. He wants to see what the young man knows. He has experience, and he wants to set traps on Jared Anderson because he noticed what I noticed. Jared pulls straight back. A lot of times he does it with his hands down, and that's a perfect opportunity to land something significant over the top. But Jared right now has Merhy dancing already to the feints, to the jab, to the aggression. Murray's just being calculated, taking his time, looking for the opportunity.
Being extremely patient. By the way, the height advantage, it's quite obvious. Anderson's 6'4". Ryad Merhy is 5'9". Remember, Merhy is a cruiserweight who made the decision to come up to heavyweight. Fighting for the biggest heavyweight fight of all coming up in May.
If Merhy just sits there and takes that jab, doesn't get his head off the line or counter that jab, take it away, it's going to be easy pickings.
Boy, is it.
Easy pickings.
Oh. It's one thing to be patient, another thing to make patience look like hopelessness.
And I don't think what Merhy really realizes is that Jared can do this all night. He's not your typical big man where he needs rest. And there's the angle right there.
Angle.
Yep.
You talked about that in your last. You said that that angle would show up, that nice customado shift.
And Jared has Merhy already reacted to the feints. See the he dropped his right hand right there when Jared feinted. And look at the right hand. I mean,
pick him up, Jared. Pick him up.
Field day. And if Merhy doesn't come back with any offense and get any respect from Jared's going to do this all night. He's going to walk him down and steamroll him.
No, and then it won't be an all night. It'll be a short night.
Stop! Good job.
Obviously, Merhy playing defense. Finally lands a single jab, but he's going to have to do a little bit more to keep Jared up off of him. He's going to have to start mounting his attack sooner or later because he's the first round. Jared clearly won, and there is what he was looking for. Timing. Good timing right there. And you saw what happened. Jared leaned back, feet stuck in the mud. That's his Achilles heel, Tess.
You have said that time and again.
From day one.
A few fights ago, I remember you saying if he doesn't fix it, it'll eventually cost him. Maybe not at this level.
Not at this level, but at some level it will eventually catch him. He anticipated it, he knew it was coming, and it landed, but he took a little bit of steam by just rolling his head a little bit on that shot.
Switching stances.
Anything inside the ring. Not only can he box from the outside and keep the fight simple, he can also press. He can fight it on the inside. He can also switch southpaw. There's so much to his game. So Merhy knows he can't compete with him punch for punch. So he's just depending on timing. Merhy told us in the fighter meetings, he said, the more he punches, the more opportunities that gives me to be able to land something significant on him. He's looking for Jared to just get a little lackadaisical mentally and trying to take advantage of his mistakes. It's a rule set in place. If there's no action going on, you can actually lose points. Why doesn't boxing?
Well, it's a judge's discretion.
Yeah, but why doesn't boxing?
Well, I mean, the judge can do whatever they want. Obviously, if he sees you know, a fighter who is acting in that manner, and you can hear the boos coming in with what Ryad is doing. Shakur Stevenson, who is ringside here tonight, will defend his WBC belt on July 6th as boxing really cranks up. The schedule really cranks up in May, Timmy.
Yes, it does. And I'm looking forward to every single matchup, especially that Navarrete matchup.
I just spoke with Derry Riley. How do you deal with the guy who's not engaging? He says, just keep the jab out there, be patient, don't rush anything, create your openings.
And that is the task for Jared Anderson.
So maybe the next round, I would say, is he here to win or is he here to survive?
You start questioning
Yes.
it, right? I mean, he did turn to us yesterday, Ryad did, and said in terms of strategy, he was focused on being extremely patient, of saying, listen, Jared's a high volume guy. He's young. There's going to be times he falls in. He's off balance, and he wants to time him, but he's stressed at the right moments.
Jared is being smart, picking his shots extremely well, keeping his distance, and he's being defensively responsible
Takes
as well
an angle and digs to the body.
after his offense. And Jared has a high IQ. There he is, trying to take that angle again. Nice back foot shuffle there. You know, I understand what he's saying. I mean, he's highly ranked as well, but he's still developing. This isn't the finished product yet. You develop as a fighter each training camp, and you want to see little improvements, little increments of improvement every time out.
And place that right hand to the body there as Ryad was up against the ropes. And now unloading with headshots against Merhy.
Merhy looking for that left hook. That's his money punch right there.
But he was taking in order to give.
Nice counter roll right there from Merhy.
Then you step up in 2025. And then, as Bob Arum in Top Rank said openly this week, and then it's 2026, you claim yourself as heavyweight champion.
It's not about getting there, it's about staying there. You know, obviously there's work that still needs to be done. Jared is developing, he's getting better and better each time as he steps inside the ring.
Let's look at the total punches in this fight. As Merhy has only thrown 33 punches. Anderson has thrown 220, including 54 jabs thrown in the second round. That, according to CompuBox, is a career high. 54 punches thrown in the second round. Bernardo.
I just spoke with Samuel DeCuber, who is Murray's trainer, and he says, look, I want him to be more active. He's got to let his backhand go. He's had success with the left, but the right hand needs to be more active now.
Crowd would agree with that. In that second round where you had that career high jab total of 54.
Merhy is a human punching bag.
Yes.
With arms that he's not willing to use because he doesn't want to open up and get caught. Man, this is awful.
There's finally a combination thrown by Ryad Merhy.
Yeah, he's looking for any moment Jared gets laxed or out of position to be able to land any offense. But he's not trying to create any offense. He's looking for mistakes
10 seconds till the bell.
from Jared.
There's a sweeping right hand across the belt line. It was a good body shot by Jared Anderson.
Stop. Good job.
And when you don't have a fighter that wants to participate in the battle, this is what you're gonna get. Boring fights. Ryad needs to step on the gas. He can't be just dependent on one shot to end the night.
As Ajagba and Via Neville were the heavyweights that put on the show. Jared Anderson's looking to have a challenge with Ryad Merhy, but he's not getting one. So it's just going to be on his terms as he comes with the right hand behind the jab.
See, and Jared, one feels the heavy hands of Merhy. Also, he doesn't want to get reckless. He understands what Murray's trying to do. He doesn't want to get hit with anything that catches him off guard. There's something he doesn't see. See, Murray got quick hands. He's very reactive. However, he needs to do more work than what he's doing right now, because as of right now, to me, you being a fighter to take more risks, take more chances to try to make it an entertaining fight, or do you keep doing what you're doing? Now, if you try to take that risk, you can open yourself up to be hurt.
Yes, exactly. That's, you know, that can create the opportunity.
Yes.
Ryad needs in order to time him.
That's the only way Ryad can win.
However, you have to assess the advantages you have if you're Jared Anderson and what you're capable of doing.
Stop. Good job.
You know, sidebar conversations during fights. I like his work with Tiger Johnson, but because he had talent, he was extremely talented, but he didn't do the right things. But as far as skills go in developing fighters, I think he's done a good job with Tiger. And he sees a ton of it, like he sees all the flaws of Jared Anderson in his game, and he's going to try to correct them little by little over time. One of my good friends.
What did it say, Timmy?
He said, can somebody tell, and this is my man Ryan, Boxing Gyms. He says, can somebody tell Ryad is leaning forward? He said,
he has been reacting off the feints.
He said, set up that backhand uppercut. Somebody tell Jared to use the uppercut. When he feints, Ryad is dropping down. You see him drop down again?
Yep. Jared trying to pull down the guard with that lead hand. As Coach Riley told him to stay with those feints because he is reacting. So now you're taking requests analysis?
No, I'm not taking. I'm not taking.
Text you and request certain analysis.
No, I'm not taking. No. However, I see what he's talking about.
Yes.
I think Jared is trying to take more risk. He's trying to.
There's a 1-2. Lines him up in that neutral corner.
Oh, he's closed the gap. He's starting to land shots.
Good body shot with the right hand, getting around that left elbow.
Stop.
Well, earlier tonight, Timmy, we saw shots that are tight, compact, and accurate, powerful, and he's a finisher, and he's athletic. And he's a really, really nice young man, too.
Yes, he is.
He
Great
really
father,
is.
comes from a great family.
Yep. Dad Valiant Mason's his trainer. Youngest brother's going to turn pro this week in a card in Cleveland.
Should be fun to see how far each of them go.
Anderson here in round number 7. He's thrown 389 punches. Ryad Merhy has thrown 78. 389 to 78.
Jared just got to keep pouring it on just as he's doing. You know, it's really hard to stop a fighter Extremely tough to try to get a knockout or produce a knockout.
Well, we're gonna go from calling this heavyweight fight that is so one-sided with one participant stuck in the mud to calling Naoya Inoue Luis Nery, which will be the complete opposite of everything you're seeing here. On May 6th, early morning.
There's an uppercut.
There's the uppercut that sneaks in from that southpaw stance. Split the guard and then sent the uppercut.
See Jarrett trying to step on the gas. He's stepping on the gas a little bit more. Now he's closed the gap down.
Putting forth that right jab. Now gets to the inside. Is able to dig in before they tie up. Lee Rogers will separate them.
Murray's still not confident enough in himself to be able to let his hands go.
10 seconds till the bell. Stop!
I can't believe Murray was a champion. He's not behaving like a champion.
You know, and keep in mind, Ryad Merhy, a cruiserweight who could campaign at that middle ground Bridgerweight division and openly discussed, you know, taking an opportunity and roll the dice against Jared Anderson, a main event on national TV in the U.S., making his debut stateside.
I never want to see Murray again, ever. Been in survival mode from round one. Good shot right there from Jared.
There's a moment where Ryad fires back. Sweeping southpaw right hook from Jared Anderson.
See if Jared, if he stays low after his offense instead of pulling back, he'll be in position to be able to counter Murray in his offense. He'll be able to counter. Because Murray will explode with 1 or 2 punches. Once you elude that, he's wide open. There it is again. Jared catching that on the gloves this time. Good shot.
You could hear it, and you could see Ryad trying to shake it off.
But he can come upstairs with that offense, and the body was wide open because Murray's hands came right up to protect himself. So Jared's gonna have to be sneaky with his offense, and he's gonna have to come around those elbows. Bring that defense up, punch high, then go low.
Now he switches back to orthodox.
Second till the bell.
Kind of interesting to think, what do you do with the matchmaking? Recently, when he's been questioned about the path, and we discussed this earlier, you know, he said, we understand how the division shakes out right now. He said guys like Deontay Wilder and Joe Parker and John and Joe Joyce, those would be the kind of opponents in 2025, and then you become a heavyweight champion in 26, meaning you let Fury and Usyk and AJ take their course and go off into retirement. But it's hard to believe that we would be dealing with another year and change of Jared Anderson trying to find opponents between what we see.
I just spoke with Derek Riley about how do you keep Jared focused when the other fighter didn't come to engage, and he says he just got to keep doing what he's doing. Follow the script. We obviously want the knockout. It just doesn't seem like it's coming.
Of course, the only other fighter to go the distance with him was a very different night. That was Charles Martin, who had Jared in trouble 2 times in that fight. Jared faced adversity in that fight and found out something about himself before going on to win.
Some sort of title eliminator or something soon. He's going to have to step up the competition. Yes. But this right here, this resistance right here,
it doesn't serve you.
It doesn't serve him.
In what do you take away from tonight, Timmy? What positives do you take away? Went out, did your job, took care of business, but how does it advance you?
Well, one thing is his patience. It's definitely advancing his patience because he wants a knockout, but he's going about his business smartly. He's not becoming reckless and just throwing caution to the wind and leaving himself wide open. And it's making him have to solve a puzzle, a difficult puzzle.
Break clean for him. Good job. Ding!
If you're Ryad Merhy, if you've gotten to the end of the tunnel and you can see the light, why not throw?
He didn't come to win.
Now he comes forward finally.
Should have been doing that from round 2.
Fight may not have seen round 3.
Good shot right there. Good looping shot for Merhy. Good jab. Real good jab. Disciplined jab. Really good composure tonight. Not getting frustrated with the fact that he doesn't have a lot of competition coming back at him.
So the 10th round ends up being the fight high in punches thrown for Ryad Merhy. It was barely engage and survive for 9 rounds and then put forth somewhat of a minded effort in the 10th round.
Stop! Good job.
10 rounds in the books. It's going to be a clean sweep.
Ruben Carrion and Ellis Johnson both have the bout 100-90. David Sutherland scores it 99-91. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still WBO International and WBC USA heavyweight champ, Jared, the real big baby, Anderson.